The Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, has complained about what it describes as intimidation by the Ghana Revenue Authority. Let's take you live to a press conference being held by the association on these matters.
Of Tema and release them to them. The GRA cannot assign any cogent reason for the harassment of the traders in the Ashanti region, apart from their usual flimsy explanation that Ashanti region contributes only about 12% to the national revenue. They also claim that they do not understand why goods in Ashanti region are cheaper than those in Greater Accra region, failing to recognize the simple fact that purchasing power and demand for goods and services in Accra are higher than any part of the country. Furthermore, the 12% tax contribution from Ashanti commensurate with the business activities in that region, as most of the corporate entities with branches in Ashanti and other regions pay their taxes in the national capital, Accra, as well as payment of duties. Furthermore, I repeat, the 12% tax contribution from Ashanti commensurate with the business activities in that region, as most of the corporate entities with branches in Ashanti and other regions pay their taxes in the national capital, Accra, as well as payment of import duty. What we want the GRA to know is that GUTA has no problem at all if GRA does its due diligences at the port and collect the legitimate tax due it before the cargoes are released. I want to repeat here that what we want the GRA to know is that GUTA has no problem at all if GRA does its due diligences at the port and collect the legitimate tax due it before the cargoes are released. However, we will no longer tolerate any such act of intercepting our cargoes after leaving the port. If anything at all, the externalities of COVID-19 pandemic and geopolitics have affected the business community more, and we can no longer entertain any abuse of authority from any quarter in carrying out our legitimate businesses. As if that is not enough, GRA also goes further to frustrate members of the business community, especially traders, by sending what they call invigilators to sit in our shops and monitor our sales as if we are in a police state, which perceives business operators as criminals. With regard to the VAT invigilation, we detest the Rambo-style manner of infiltration and invasion of our privacy in our business premises by the GRA. What needs to be made clear is that the VAT system, which is a consumption tax, should be restructured to bring fairness, parity, simplicity, and affordability to ensure effective compliance as the only way forward to compel both the trader and the consumer to abide by the policy. We are emphasizing this because the existing structure as it is now is in three forms, which is not uniform. Because in our markets, there are traders who charge the standard rate system of about 22%. There are also those who charge the flat rate system of 4%, and those who are made not to charge the VAT at all due to the threshold limit. All these group of traders are operating in the same vicinity. In this circumstance, the consumer uses his or her discretion as she is not under any obligation. Where it is a consumption tax, there's no compulsion on the part of the consuming public as a policy to demand VAT invoices, and they have the discretion and the choice to buy from those who are not registered to pay the VAT. So those who have registered duly to charge the VAT are being victims, and that we haven't put any proper system to make sure that once we register to pay to charge the VAT, we are also being patronized by the consuming public. The policy is very bad. It needs to be restructured, and we are not going to allow ourselves a pawns or pupils for manipulation. What the GRA must also know is that it is the business community that constitutes the economy, without which there will be no economy. With or without GRA, businesses will continue to exist, but GRA cannot exist without the business community. Therefore, they must see the need to work with us as partners in national development, but not to behave in this manner in their quest for meeting the revenue target set for them. In any case, all the revenue targets that have been set for GRA have been met continuously for 4 years. Means that the trading community are not doing badly. The importers are paying their dues. So we should not be perceived as bad citizens or otherwise. We are doing our best. When they behave in this manner, in their quest of meeting the revenue target set for them by the government, they end up collapsing businesses and eventually collapsing the economy, which we as business operators won't allow, because we are equal stakeholders as far as corporate Ghana is concerned. We will also do everything in our whole to protect our business capital and cannot be held in servitude with any unfair and unjust policy under this democratic dispensation. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe you will agree with me that democracy is government of the people, for the people, and by the people, so must be treated as such. We are by this press conference resolved that until the right structures are put in place for the VAT system to ensure proper compliance and also proper due diligences being done at the port for legitimate clearance of goods, we are not going to play victims and allowing ourselves as pupils to be played, but resist henceforth any further attempt of harassment from any quarter. I want to take this again. That we are by this press conference resolved that until the right structures are put in place for the VAT system to ensure proper compliance and also proper due diligences being done at the port for legitimate clearance of goods, we are not going to play victims and allowing ourselves as pupils to be played, but resist henceforth any further attempt of harassment from any quarter coming from GRA. We therefore entreat any trader who encounters such intimidation and harassment to first and foremost resist and report to the leadership of the trading community. We thank you this morning, and your questions will be received. Thank you.
You heard the GUTA president addressing that press conference, accusing the GRA of intimidation. Let's take